Hey, what's going on, good people? All right, it's your boy J.Raw doing a little live feed this week. As you can see, I got the setup behind me for the second angle. Know what I'm saying? Little for the Patreon tiers, working on some things for the podcast this week. Doing a live review for the NXT UK show and also 205 Live that was this Tuesday and this Wednesday. All right, shout out to my partner in crime, DJ Hardcore. You know what I'm saying? Doing the One Struggle Radio, which we're going to debut that in about less than 2 weeks, about another week or so. So we're going to work out some good things for y'all. Working on a backdrop, pardon the little mess, but So without further ado, we're going to get into it. Just bear with me. I should have got quicker. I started the feed so fast, I didn't get a chance to set up my notes. So just bear with me. In the meantime, team time, I'm gonna plug out. I'm gonna plug the Patreon. Go to One Struggle slash. Go to Patreon / One Struggle Radio. You sign up for as low as $5 to get your music played, not just on here, but on we going now on Castbox, and we also on SoundCloud. We also got a Wix page, the Wix page. That's where we'll be able to let you artists sell some of y'all singles to y'all mixtapes or whatever like that. And we gonna set it up pretty nice for y'all. Best believe that. So just bear with me about 20 more seconds. This is what happens in the live world. All right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Shout out to Russell Inc. That's why I'm pulling up now the results from the show, in addition to the little notes that I take on the side. But I just got finished actually watching the 205 live episode. But we're gonna start with the NXT UK. All right. Okay, here we go. All right. So this is basically going to be the review for the NXT UK show that was this past Wednesday, May the 1st. All right. Let me make sure you got good levels on the mic. All right. So without further ado, the show starts off with Vic Joseph and Nigel McGuinness welcome everybody to another edition of NXT UK. All right. And now it's coming from Brooklyn, New York. They hyping up the main event between the non-title match between Jordan Devlin and the new United Kingdom champion Walter. All right. Travis Banks is on his way to the ring. He's facing Mansoor. All right, so the opening bout, we got Travis Banks versus Mansoor. Of course, we got the usual tie up. Banks with the takedown. Mansoor tries to power to his feet, but Banks powers him back to the mat. Eventually, the referee breaks it up. Banks also wins with a second exchange, applying a wrist lock, followed by an arm lock. Mansoor shows off his athleticism, then slaps Banks in the face. Banks fires back with a series of strikes and running drop kick, kicks to Mansoor's leg. He climbs to the top. Mansoor pushes him off to the outside. Mansoor follows him. Huge chops from Mansoor. Banks lands one of his own. Fighting shifts back to the ring. Vertical suplex by Mansoor with a cover. Bank escapes. Modified sleeper applied. Banks frees and begins unloading kicks onto Mansoor in the corner. Banks traps him in the middle rope. Running drop kick sends Mansoor to the ringside. Banks to the apron. PK. Back in the ring. Bam Banks. Suicide dive. under the bottom rope. Loud NXT chants from the crowd. Back in the ring, Banks goes for the Ingazuri. Mansoor ducks and catches Banks with a reverse suplex. Bank just gets a shoulder up on a pinfall attempt, clubbing forearms from Mansoor. He taunts Banks before slapping him in the face. Banks is able to land the Ingazuri in time. Kiwi Crusher, and that'll do it. Ladies and gentlemen, you have Travis Banks go over on Mansoor. And this was a pretty good match. You know, it was definitely a good back and forth. I like how they integrating Mansoor into the NXT and also NXT UK brand because if you guys didn't get a chance to listen to it yet, which I didn't share it, but when you guys hear the NXT UK review, Mansoor had a match against Dominic Dakovic. Dakovic. I always struggle with his name, but yeah, it was pretty good. So, all right, next you got a highlight. Oh, you have a promo from Zaya Brookside. She's at the UK Performance Center and she says that she plans on training every day until she's the best in the division. She tells the WWE Universe to prepare to fly with Brookside. Then next is a highlight package of a new NXT talent coming in by the name of, and I may pronounce it wrong, Illa Dragnova. He's going to be making his debut soon. So next we get a promo from Nia Samuels. She calls herself the leading lady and criticized the division champion Tony Storm for being less than that. She warns Storm that she'll be soon dethroning her and takes her place. She tears the pedestals from a rose while talking. Next, we got Piper Nevin coming out and getting ready for her opponent, Rena Gonzalez. So next match, we have Piper Nevin versus Rena Gonzalez. Of course, we have a tie-up. Both women are very powerful, and they come to a stalemate. Second tie-up. Gonzalez forces Nevin into the corner, pulling her hair in the process. Referee separates them. Nevin with a headlock. She hits Gonzalez with a shoulder bump, but it has no effect. She goes for another one, but Gonzalez pulls her the hair again, sending Nevin to the mat. Slightly back and forth, Gonzalez stomps Nevin down in the corner. Then we got an Irish rip and a toe hold in a succession from Gonzalez. She tears at Nevin's face, then applies a neck crank submission. Nevin gives to her feet, then breaks the hold with an elbow. She goes for a suplex, but her back gives out. Gonzalez takes advantage. Then she ties Nevin up on the ropes using her hair. Nita Evans' neck on the ropes. Nevin surprises Gonzalez with the schoolboy rolls up that sends her to the outside. Both women are down. Brawling in the center of the ring, Nevin lands a series of axe handles, running cross body senton. Gonzalez kicks out. Nevin with an inverted Michinoku driver, and that'll do it. And ladies and gentlemen, you have Piper Nevin go over on Reina Gonzalez, and that was a pretty good match. Uh, like I mentioned before, Piper Nevin and Tony Storm, I kind of see them being a tag team, but I do looking forward to seeing Piper Nevin going up against Rhea Ripley. That's going to be a great match coming real soon on the NXT UK brand. Think it's definitely going to be dope. I definitely would like to see a good rivalry come out. I do want to see the NXT like I said Tony Storm and Piper Nevin go after the Iconics. Oh, a little tough Cliff told you, your boy back. Here we go. Here we go. Sorry about that, y'all. All right, I'm back in the business. There we go. All right. So let's get back to that. All right. So next we have after that match between Rena Gonzalez and Piper Nevin, go to a promo from earlier in the day with Kenny Williams and Amir Jordan. They call out the grizzled young veterans and they call them cowards actually for walking out on their tag match from a couple weeks ago. And they're looking forward to proving to them that they belong by taking their titles away from them. All right. Now I like this after the promo with Williams and Amir Jordan. You had Gallus warn the UK roster that next week's show in Glasgow, and they plan on staging their comeback on their home turf. Mark Coffey ends by saying that Glasgow is now Gallus. And like I said, I really like how the way they shot this promo in their hometown in Glasgow, showing the sights and stuff like that. Like kind of like a throwback of not the Horsemen, but a couple factions throughout wrestling. But definitely, I like how it was going. So moving on, we're gonna go to it was a Twitter message from Johnny Saint, and it was read by the commentary team, and it was announced that next week in the NXT UK main event will be the Grizzled Young Veterans facing Kenny Williams and Amir Jordan again, and this time it's for the tag belts on the line. That should be pretty good. I like the Grizzled Young Veterans, Zach Gibson and James Drake. That's how I believe his name is. They make a pretty good team. So next we got the main event, and that is the Irish Ace, Jordan Devlin, for his he comes out first, and then next we have the ring general Walter. So we have the match starts out with Devlin moving fast, hitting Walter with leg kicks before sliding outside. He takes his time coming back into the ring and attempts to throw Walter off his game. Walter ragdolls him across the ring, but Devlin rolls right back to the ringside. Finally, Walter traps him in the corner. Chops miss. Devlin fires off three quick chops of his own, then run again outside. Forearms from Devlin. Walter with a rear naked chokehold attempt. Devlin escapes and bounces off the ropes. Huge boot by the champ slows Devlin down. He tries he ties him up in the ropes. First chops land and is thunderous. Walters apply a double wrist lock, then a transition into a crossfade. Walter drops a knee into Devlin's midsection. More strikes, followed by another crossface by Walter. He picks up Devlin. Double underhook suplex. Devlin's momentum takes him into the arena floor. Walter's in pursuit. He goes for a back suplex onto the apron. Devlin lands on his feet. PK attempt. Walter catch him and Gorilla presses him into the ring. Upon entering, Devlin traps Walter's leg in the ropes and lays into it with a kick. Dragon screw. Walter leg is hurt. Leg kicks brings Walter down. Walter got busted open at some point and blood appears on his nose. Devlin continues to target the leg. Single crab by Devlin in the right center. Walter eventually breaks the hold. Huge senton from the champ. Devlin with more kicks. Walter catches one. Huge chop, my God, another one. Devlin goes to the middle ropes. Walter puts him on the rope and slaps Devlin poor chest again. German suplex from the champ nearly wins it, but Devlin gets another shoulder up. Powerbomb attempt by Walter. Devlin turns it into a cold sunset flip. 2 count. Both men are down with a loud UK chant from the crowd. Huge chops by Walter. Devlin bravely fired back. Back and forth from both men. High angle suplex by Walter. Then he climbs for a splash. Ingazuri from Devlin. He tries for a signature Saito suplex, but drops him. He picks up Walt. He picks up Walter up. Saito suplex lands. Walker gets a shoulder up. Devlin goes for it again. Walter with a power bomb and stack pin. Got him. And then you have it, folks. You have Walter go over on Jordan Devlin, the ace. And yes, it was a great match. Like I said, it wasn't more of a squash. It was more cat and mouse. I like how Jordan Devlin was making Walter chase him around. It was pretty funny. So, back and forth, all in all, I give it a 3 stars out of 5 match. It was pretty good. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't, like I said, the squash match I predicted to be. And the review I did that's up on SoundCloud. Make sure y'all go check that out. You know what I'm saying? Give your boys some play. I see I ain't got no strings right now, but that's gonna change sooner or later. So we're gonna get into oh, by the way, at the end, right? Walter was celebrating, but then the Bruiserweights music hits, and out the former champ comes out. Dunn gets the microphone, and in his hand, he screams to Walter, "Give me my rematch." Walter nods in approval and then poses with the title. That's the show, my friends. So there you have it. You know what I'm saying? It's going to probably be a pretty good match between Walter and Pete Dunne when they do that rematch. And then after that, I don't know who's going to get the opportunity to face Walter. I doubt it'd be Jordan Devlin. I would like to see mm, that's a good thought. Who in the NXT UK roster? Not Dave Massive, nah. Uh, I wonder where Eddie Dennis is. I haven't seen Eddie Dennis on NXT UK in a while. Um, I don't know. That's a good question. Yo, if y'all check this stream out, leave in the comments who y'all think um Walter should face next if he do go over on PDP. Because I do think he is gonna go over on PDP. All right. So next we get ready to go into the 205 live review from last week. That was Tuesday, and like I said, I just got finished watching that before I decided to do this live stream. So I'm getting ready to pull up the results real quick. Now, unfortunately, I didn't take no notes for the 205 live. I just watched it and was getting ready to do this right here. So actually, all right. And this was the main event. It was a non-title match between Gulak and Tony Nese. All right. So boom, we get a vignette from promo from Tony Nese. He says he's been fighting to be the best in the division since the first day he came to WWE. He says that he's just becoming a champ now, and that won't stop him from competing at his highest level. He calls out his old rival Drew Gulak as they prepare to battle for tonight's episode. Drew Gulak responds to Nice with a promo of his own. He says that he's on a mission to create a safer 205 live and still not complete before he promised to make Nice tap out. All right. So boom. After the intro, you come in. We got Vic Joseph and Nigel McGuinness, and this time they got David Atunga, and they have Aiden English. And a lot of people may or may not don't know Aiden English is a commentator now. I believe full time on 205 Live. He hasn't had a match, I think, since the Worlds Collide that they did a couple weeks ago, but pretty much he's been a full-time commentator on 205 Live. So without further ado, show gets started with the Lucha House Party making their way to the ring for the opening tag team action. It's Grand Metalik and Lince Dorado as They say Kalisto was doing some charity work. They'll be facing the returning Singh brothers to the 205 Live. And those who don't know, the Singh brothers haven't been on 205 Live in a while. So it's good to see them back on there. So they're going to have a tag match against Lucha House Party. All right. So Samir gets on the microphone and says that they are back and that they're the only defeated team in 205 Live history. And it's kind of true. They all, the first match they ever was on 205 Live, I think was the first 205 Live they started. And that was the only match they ever had. Ever since then, they've been on the main roster getting killed by Randy Orton, everybody, AJ. Oh my God. All right, so here we go. The match starts. You got Lucha House Party starting strong with Dorado and Metalik showing off their incredible athleticism, especially Metalik, who lives up to his name as King of the Ropes moniker, which keeps Samir and Sunil off balance. The Singhs take control of the action by wearing down Dorado after the tandem of a double team attack. They keep wearing him down and keep away from Metalik, throwing several hot tag attempts. Dorado is able to land an elbow onto Sunil, then sends Samir onto the turnbuckles with the Irish rip. Metalik gets pulled off the apron by Sunil, but Dorado makes him play with the handspring stunner. Metalik comes in on fire, taking both the Singhs with his normal arsenal of high risk maneuvers. Eventually, the action breaks down and all four men enter the ring. Stereo super kicks from the Singhs onto Metalik. Lucha House Party is able to isolate the brothers away from each other. Metalik with a rope walking elbow drop, followed by a shooting star press, which nets the Lucha House Parties the win. And there you have it. You had the Lucha House Parties finally getting a win on somebody and going over on the Singh brothers. And this was a pretty good, your usual typical fast throttle athleticism with the king of the ropes Metalik, and he had his partner in crime, Lindsay Dorado. And like I said, it was good to see the Singh brothers. They played up how they were trained by at the dungeon where Stu Hart dungeon where Chris Jericho and all the hearts like Brett and Owen, rest in peace, Owen. They trained that and they were some of the last recruits, I believe, coming out of the dungeon. So next, you go backstage. You have the GM Drake Maverick, and he congratulates Umberto Carrillo over his victory with Drew Gulak on last week's episode. Maverick tells Carrillo to avoid Gulak for the future. Carrillo says he plans on focusing on his life without Gulak's help. Next thing you know, you had the gentleman Jack Gallagher stroll up. He says he won't be medical cleared for 2 weeks, but in that 2 weeks, they'll be in London, and he hoped that Maverick keeps him in mind for that event. Then he addresses Carrillo, saying he wishes no ill will on the luchador from their past quarrels and that he and Gulak have unfinished business. Then they cut to a commercial showing the debut, hyping that up for Kushida. All right. So Brian Kendrick is on the way out for the next match, and he comes out, and then out of nowhere, Mike Kanellis comes out and attack Kendrick on his way to the path. He stops Kendrick down. A character Cesaro runs out and makes the save. He and Kanellis brawl up the ramp towards ringside. Several referees and Drake Maverick run out to pull them apart. I like how this was going down as far as how could Canellis. I don't know if they're going. Then who would be? The question is who would be the perfect tag partner with Canellis? Because you got Tozawa and Kendrick going to team up against them, so you got to have a partner. So it's interesting to see who his partner is going to be. I don't know. I doubt if it'd be Gulak because he got the little thing with Carrillo going on. I don't know. I don't know. This would be interesting. All right. So commentary reminds us that Ariel Davari is the new number one contender for the Cruiserweight Championship. Davari cuts a promo stating that he still hasn't been beaten in 2019, which is true. Davari has been killing, especially since Buddy Murphy and Cedric Alexander's been gone. So Davari warns Tony Nese that Drew Gulak is going to tear him apart tonight, limb from limb, and he looks forward to picking up the pieces towards becoming a new cruiserweight champion. Then they show an ad for a fight for my family is on DVD and on demand. Akira then has been announced that Akira Tozawa will face Mike Kanellis for next week in a no disqualification match. Now that should be a nice match right there. I'm gonna definitely make sure I watch that. All right, so now we got the main event, and that is Drew Gulak makes his way to the ring. Then Tony Nese comes out. All right, so now we got Tony Nese in a non-title match going up against Drew Gulak. So we got the usual tie up, Drew Gulak with a wrist lock. He muscles Tony Nese to the ground. Nese responds with the arm drag, knuckle lock. Drew Gulak rolls up. Nese Nese reversed the pin. Quick sequence of counters. And then we got a stalemate, a second tie up. Gulak forces Nese into the corner, then hits him with a cheap shot to the chest. Nese comes right back with a four-hit combo that sends Gulak to the outside. Nese upon the apron. Cartwheel palm strike in succession. Back into the ring. Twisting Tope Kahilo for the champ. He throws Gulak in for a pin, 2 count. Fight spills back to the outside where Gulak spashes Nese's sternum first into the ring. Back in the ring, Gulak takes Nese down with a hip toss, then locks in submission. Nese gets to his feet and surprises Gulak with a huge knee, then sets him up for his finisher, but Gulak has it scouted and rolls to the apron. Nese follows him. Both men on the apron strike back and forth. Gulak power slams Nese onto the apron. Gulak is now in control. Gulak wears the champ down with his normal methodical offense. Gust Buster by Gulak with the pin. Nese kicks out. Guillotine applied. Nese plays Gulak onto the ropes. He jumps up, Frankensteiner off the top. Comeback in sequence from Nese. A spinning heel kick followed by a signature springboard moonsault. Gulak escapes the pin attempt. So Nese goes for a suplex. Gulak shifts his weight in transition into Gulak. Nese blocks it. If they both tumble over the ropes and hit the arena floor hard, and I mean they do hit hard. Nese blocks it. They both tumble over the ropes. Mm. Ref counters begins to count. Nese breaks it. He slams Gulak head into the apron, then tosses him into the barricade. Vertical suplex from the champ onto the outside. He tosses back into the ring with another Gulak attempt. Nese escapes, roll up from Gulak, kick out. Nese with some fancy footwork, pump handle driver, another kick out. Both men are down. Gulak and Nese end up on the top rope. Gulak captures Nese and a fireman carry. Top rope gustbuster. Gulak slapped Nese repeatedly in the face. That wakes Nese up. Nese, who unloads a series of strikes into a running forearm. Nese climbs. 450 splash misses. Gulak immediately applies the Gulak. He's right in the center. Somehow Nese rolls through and gets to his feet. Release German suplex from Nese, sending Gulak into the corner. He goes for the running Nese. Huge lariat by Gulak. Nearly wins it. Goes for a power bomb. Nese rolls through. Another German sending Gulak into the turnbuckles. Running Nese. Got him. There you have, ladies and gentlemen, Tony Nese going over on Drew Gulak, which was amazing back and forth match. I like the physicality of it. For them to be cruiserweights, they was packing some punches. That's one thing I love about 205 Live. That's why I make sure to do that review, and I like doing it as a nice package with NXT UK, especially separate from that. You know what I'm saying? Especially doing, the NXT UK with the 205 Live. I give y'all as a nice combo platter package with that. You know what I'm saying? Right with the NXT UK, and that'll be separate from the J.Raw podcast. So the way I do it is on Thursdays, is if I can, you'll definitely get audio no matter what. But if I'm able to, I'll do a live on here. If not, I definitely make sure during the weekends I'll do the NXT UK and 205 live. On Sunday, I'll do that as a live review like this. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on getting the backdrop. I'm do shut some things up. Yeah, I mean, me and my partner in crime wanted to keep it PG and not cuss. You know what I'm saying? Especially my boys. Shout out to my son Zaire, Jake, and the big one. You know what I mean? The champ. That's that Mike man. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta keep it. Plus, I want this podcast to really grow. I want to get some sponsors, so I gotta keep it clean. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, look forward to the audio. Probably in a couple hours, it is gonna be going up. Real quick, giving my thoughts on UK and on 205 Live. I'm looking forward to seeing that rematch with Walter and PDP. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. I doubt if Pete get that belt, because one thing, like I told y'all on my podcast, I don't do spoilers, but I did see the spoilers, and but is I like I said, I am interested to see after that next, because I think whenever that rematch happens between Pete and Walter, that's gonna be the finale of it. It'll be a cat, then probably Walter will move forward. Well, the that program to end. Let's just put it that way. It'll just end. And then I'm still interested to see moving forward who Walter will be facing next. And as far as 205 Live, with 205 Live, I definitely like how Tony Nese is the champ, picking up the fact that he beat Buddy Murphy and got the belt. I believe at WrestleMania is when he got the strap. And being though he's definitely showing his dominance on 205 Live, I like a little rivalry between him and Drew Gulak, pretty much. And yeah, so as far as the video going into this week, only other thing I may later on do the live video for the ROH and New Japan review. I'm gonna do that later on, probably after the Sixers game. Gotta watch my Sixers, you know what I'm saying? Plus, I'm gonna hang out with my sons. I just shot them out, of course. And real quick, I want to shout out my Russell K brethren. They got their happy 50th anniversary to Russell Cave. You know what I'm saying? Shouting out my boy Ace Porter and Dirty Case. You know what I'm saying? Can't forget Pat with the facts. But make sure y'all go to Spotify, all iTunes. I believe they're on iHeartRadio. They're on Castbox. I just got us on Castbox. They're all on platforms, so make sure you go to my Russell K brethren. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mark MOC Marked Out Club. You know what I'm saying? It's just your boy J.Raw with his own wrestling podcast. Make sure you subscribe to One Struggle Radio. I have no subscribers. I need subscribers. Me, shout out to my partner in crime, DJ Core Hardcore. Got a show coming up June 1st. We got Malcolm Hill on the bill. We got my boy Kobe Jack. Y'all make sure y'all come out. It's going to be Tabor Road. Go to the Wix page to get more information. Pretty much I'm going to end this stream. Make sure y'all go to SoundCloud, go to Castbox. Make sure you should be a subscriber here on YouTube. All right. Peace.